Welcome again, everyone. Jerry's Old Guy Review, and we're letting it fly on Fridays. Oh, wait a minute. He's got to come around some stuff with Yowie. Episode 48. Now, this week is going to be just full of facts. Okay, get down now. You are just being obnoxious slobberface. Go. It's going to be some stuff that I've tabulated, kind of fortuitous. If you haven't watched RC Dungeon's last two, it's a two-parter, videos. Oh, man. Why am I having a brain fart on Real Talk? There we go. So I'm going to take some topics from there, and we're going to I'm going to throw a bunch of numbers at you. I've done some of the addition to further the comments. We're going to talk about a new company that I assumed was the only pure RC version of AliExpress. They're very much like AliExpress. So we're going to talk about that right after update. Weather. As you saw from this week's video, we had one day of some snow. And some of it's still around. But if you saw the comments from Dalton, it's amazing what 12 miles does. I got maybe a half an inch of snow. It looked like Dalton got an inch to an inch and a half of snow. Different, hits here, hits here, hits here. It's crazy. And today was the first day that was in the 20s, so boom. Yep, I think it's coming. And I wasn't ready, and I've got stuff to move out, stuff to move around outside. Oh man, I'm so behind. But hopefully this week we'll catch up. And on that front, hopefully better and more driving videos this winter. Because Mama found me the unicorn of snowblowers. My snowblower, if you don't remember from 2 winters ago, went down. So this past winter, I was trying to keep the trails open with just a shovel, which made for some horrible driving videos because once they get so deep, I can't walk around with the trucks. So hopefully this winter we're going to have bigger trails. Yeah. 24 years old, and it looks like it was just bought at Lowe's yesterday. There's a couple scratches on it, but it's never plowed RC trails, so it hasn't seen any rocks or anything. But hot damn, I couldn't on my best day make that kind of score. So with that, we're going to start right off with the online company called MakerFire. So I brought it up a little bit last week. I didn't remember the name. So I've read some good things, read some bad things, decided to pull the trigger on a vehicle because here is just a short list. Unlike AliExpress, I didn't have to see, when I'm looking for RC stuff, all the froofy home stuff that pops up. Constantly get messages about these new items on AliExpress. Okay, it's just crazy. I'm looking for RC cars. This has nothing to do with it. Sexy clothes, sexy pictures, fake butt underwear. It's just a weird shit comes up on that. But MakerFire claimed to just be RC cars. And their prices were good because some of the names, WL Toys, FMS, UDIRC, JJRC, there we go. JJRC makes these sweet little track vehicles. And they've got a lot of RC bigger vehicles too. MJX, Traction Hobby, WPL. They have an American warehouse also that says it will ship within 24 hours. Let's see, they had some UDIRC, they had some JJRC. I think they had some MJX in the smaller scales. But they've got all the FMS, all the trucks they make on there, you know, and a lot of it included free shipping. So that was great. So normal shipping from their Hong Kong or their China warehouse, you know, said 7 to 20 days or something like that. And everything ships within 2 to 3 business days. So I put my order in on the 17th. Yesterday I was like, still nothing. So they have a chat feature on there so you can chat with somebody. So first they played the I don't understand exactly what you're asking me about, you know, our warranty or our guarantee that we ship within 2 to 3 days. They just kept listing shipping to me. So finally got through to them. Said, you know, where's my truck at? Or it hasn't been shipped yet. Here's my order number. Because if you go to check your order, it says it is currently packing. But if you go to your normal, it says is waiting to be packed or waiting to be fulfilled. Okay. So 5 days later, I'm like, where is it at? So they don't respond to me all day. I wake up this morning to a text that says, you know, sorry, we were supposed to get our order the end of last month. The order is now going to be, because the motor you wanted was out of stock. You had brushless and brushed. I wanted the brushless. If I'm going to go in, I'm going all in. So our order will be here on the 28th and we'll ship it right out to you. So just like my experience with AliExpress, I had a seller, or I currently have a business, not an individual, a business that is taking my money for a product they don't have. It chapped me with AliExpress, and now it's chapped me with this MakerFire. Free shipping or not, I'm hoping that with my next comment that I made about, well, that doesn't seem right that you would take my money for a product you don't have in stock, I hope you're going to take care of me when the item arrives. We will see what happens. I'm not holding my breath. So, with that covers MakerFire. Now, I put the post out, but it was kind of late because V-Dub is a slack ass. So we had his live podcast on Saturday evening. It would have been late for a lot of you guys, where he had Mr. Crawler Tracks. If you like small scale obstacles made out of wood, made in the USA, very inexpensive, from Utah, Crawler Tracks, TRAX, is the website to go to. I don't know how V-Dub gets these bigger guys. I mean, he's got his own channel. It's not a big channel, but he's a big business. And he brought up a lot of points that I have looked over with Stay Small and Mind's Eye about this small scale stuff. What Dungeon brought up was the price of RC, how it's gone up. What Crawler Tracks pointed out was the fact that you can get into the RC hobby cheaper with the small scales, and the parts are ridiculously cheap. So if you are feeling the crunch from the current RC prices, the small scale's the way to go. And now that Red Cat's introduced another 18 scale, little creepy crawler, you know, I need to look into it again. I mean, I've got the 318 scales. I don't use them very much because they're small, but I need to seriously think about, you know, instead of devoting myself to buying this last kit for a while, which I did do with PayPal for pay, so, you know, stretch that payment out. But the small scale, all the accessories, what did I do? Compared to the big trucks, which we'll get into, you know, I just threw an 18 scale because with the price of RC, I legitimately feel that the companies are trying, you know, to get theirs, since we know, you know, since the tariff stuff, you know, Horizon Hobbies, Red Cat, now as of last week, Traxxas, you know, raised their prices. Traxxas, last to do it, which still, there is a lot of bias with some people when it comes to the prices of things. You know, Red Cat and Traxxas, I feel, did it the cheapest. Red Cat only raised their prices like $35. Traxxas raised theirs $49, which, as we saw with the tariffs and the fact that they had a lot of sales this year and didn't raise their prices, you know, everybody all over the YouTubes just screams, you know, because they've been screwing everybody for so long, you know, blah, blah, blah. They wouldn't have the TRX4 around so long if people weren't buying it. So I'm sorry if there's people who feel that the price is ridiculous, this, that, and the other thing. I mean, the TRX4 Sport High Trail is $379. I think that's a pretty good price. $549 for the regular TRX4s. You know, it seems like they basically raised the price on the High Trail instead of all the vehicles, because that went up to $599. So they raised it up, you know, around, you know, the $40 or whatever. Because I don't, well, maybe the regular ones were just $500, but still, yes, when we say the word $500, that's a lot of money for a toy. But the small scale stuff, I feel I got off topic there for a second. Just the shipping. I feel when I look at the shipping prices from FedEx, UPS, DHL, I feel that they are in it just as much. And just local shipping, I noticed that UPS Ground Advantage, which I use when I send stuff down to you guys in the lower 48, it's pretty inexpensive. Yeah, it takes a little bit longer, but I've shipped full-size RC trucks, small ones, in, you know, full-size boxes, you know, $20, $30. Now, I sent Dungeon something, and I did get a little exuberant because that was you know, precious to me. I didn't want anything to happen to it, so I paid a little more. But that's the thing you look for. What do you want to pay to ship it? So, an 18 scale from A-Main. I just used A-Main. I've got prices here for RC four-wheel drive for shipping too, which is ridiculous. But a lot of them don't offer free shipping. Just throw it in the friggin' mail and send it to me. these monsters upstairs. But for the 18 scale, from A main, which they'll take the box and put it in another box, $9, $28, $43, or $60, depending on how quick you want it. A lot of times, the last ones, the 43 and the 60, are only going to be 1 day difference. So, man, if $20 is worth getting it 1 more day sooner, knock yourself out. What is going on? What were you doing? What were you doing? You're blocking things. You're psychos. So, smaller scale, not only trucks are cheaper, parts are cheaper, shipping's cheaper. So, that is an all-around good deal. But the people complaining the most about prices want a bigger truck. So here's an option. Get a smaller scale, cheaper parts, cheaper shipping, but they're going to bitch that that's just basically not what they want. So the 110 prices are ridiculous. Yeah, there's just not helping everybody. But for a price and a size difference, let's get everybody's favorite true to scale. Yeah, which isn't always the case. We're going to go with today's prices. This would be $569.99. If you wanted to buy this today, RC 4-wheel drive. This today, $729.99. So let's do some quick arithmetic, because I know this is probably going to chat mind's eye. So this is not with any shipping involved. So two vehicles, 1/7 scale, 1/10 scale. The price difference is $160, dead even. Leaf sprung, oversized shocks, nice axles, nice differential, interior, didn't come with lights, had to put lights in it. Let's see. It's got a transmission, like the real one. It's got axles, like the real one. True to the vehicle front bumper, true to the vehicle rear bumper, interior with actual matching dash, full light kit installed, options, tent, bed, racks, roof rack, working steering wheel, working wipers. What else? So, not true to scale, because this doesn't have an independent front suspension. Solid axle, true to scale. $160 difference. This vehicle right now, this is the brushless version, so that's where I say $729. But if you get it brushed, which the Wrangler's brushed, I think more than adequate, $629.99. So, here we go again. Sorry, minds. So, If you buy this as a brush motor, $100 shipping, we won't count that on the total yet, but now we've reduced the comparison of prices to $60. $60 difference in the prices. But now if we want to add shipping onto things, this is easy. Rollarlo charges $99.99. So that would take that price up now to $159 difference. The only options from RC 4-wheel drive to ship this vehicle to your house is FedEx Ground, $135. UPS Ground, $133. Priority Mail, $74. Custom, which I don't even know what that is, $97.75. So, using just, not using the custom, using ground priority, that raises this truck's price to $644, $667, and $702, depending on your shipping options. This truck at $629 with $99 is $788. So even if we decided, you know, this guy wanted it as fast as possible, $702 versus $788 shipped. Now we can go the same route again with the TRX4s. You know, $599 for the High Trail. $549, I'm not going to do all the math, and $379 for the Sport. So shipping options, again, $89, $126, $154. So I can remember when I could get just ground or just put it in the mail and send it to me. And those options don't seem to exist for anything bigger than a 10 or 10 scale and up. So if you can walk in your local hobby shop, which isn't one of mine, because mine has to pay these kinds of prices to ship things. And if you were down, you know, say you're a Texas hobby shop, man, I'd be driving my van to the distribution center myself to save on shipping, to sell the cheapest Traxxas in town. But you know, again, starting price of $569 for a TF2, and you look at it, $569, and then you get a TRX. I don't even have any. A standard TRX4, which is $549. How can you make the comparison between the two? This is a scale truck. But, yeah, Traxxas, you need to make some straight axles so people can start taking the TRX4 and make it more scale trucks, because the only thing you can do to that truck is put smaller tires on it to make it more scale, but it's got portals, which don't exist on any of your vehicles except for the Unimog. It's the only one. But I blame the shippers as much as the companies. But it seems to me these prices are ridiculous when I can buy a truck from an RC truck from Amazon and I can get it here in like 3 days and I paid like $20 to ship it. Maybe these big companies need to buy their own semi-trucks, like Amazon does, and ship it themselves. Because Amazon's prices are way cheaper to ship things. How can they ship them better and cheaper than the actual companies who ship? If you lower your prices, more people will use you, and they won't be shopping around for options. Oh, what did I do? Oh, wait a minute. Oh, cripe, oh no, never mind. Oh, I did mess up a little bit. This one is a little bit more. I was quoting you the prices from this. Why are we wrestling right there? Enough. This truck right now is $779 brushless and $679 brushed, which is $50 more than the prices I quoted you. Yep, $50 more than both of those. But still, with what you get with a Relarlo in a 7 scale, you're not going to be disappointed. But if you're new to the hobby, I'm not gonna take a Zig 8750's Thunder from his comment. So with that, with all the science, if you want to stay in the hobby but you're worried about getting out because it's too expensive, look at the small scales, for God's sakes. Don't leave the hobby, or just buy parts and upgrade the trucks you have. If you see a new truck on the market and you've got something similar at home, just try to build it. Don't get fluttered because of the prices and just want to dump the hobby. That is what I'm hearing so much, and it drives me insane. If you are so quick to dump the hobby, then it's not your hobby. It's just your current fetish. So, I need to do some more clearing in house again. Maybe one of these days I'm going to make a web page, a website where we can do something like that. And with that, let's just move on to nicer things like shoutouts. Oh, I got the red banner today because I was using my important one. Shoutouts, current viewers, current commenters for this week. RC Pecanum, Overland Dave, Bigfoot RC, love that name. Bo Shannon, Justin Fish, Zig 8750. I love the comment, and I totally agree with you. The TF2 is not what you want to suggest to somebody brand new in the hobby, unless they tell you they want a truck that is just like a truck in the driveway. Not this one, because it's got leaf springs all the way around. But for anyone who's been in the hobby, the TF2, there's still no better truck. If you want something that drives, if you're old like me and you started with the original Tamiya Bruiser and your RC trucks were just miniature versions of real trucks, that's still a level of excitement that you don't get. This thing with leaf springs is still the most fun, the most frustrating, and the most exciting of what you can actually see it do. That's my thing with all RC cars, but what the heck is that? That is my passion with ready-to-runs and these TF2s, RC four-wheel drives, to see what you can make them do. There is no better experience that you're ever going to have. But if that's not your jam when you're new, it's going to be the thing that kicks you out of the hobby. So, thanks for that, Zig. Summit Perry, embroiled alive. Don't know what that means, but it sounds cool. SBRC. And the last one for Arnie, 7810. Dude, I had the HG 802, 803, 402. I've had those for years. If you need to turn your volume down on your sound kit, you need to look at the instructions. Because as bad as most of their instructions are, HG will tell you how to adjust things in the owner's book. It's frustrating, I know. But it's in there. If I find some time, I might look around and try to remember, even if I did turn the volume down. And with that, another week in the can. You know, you guys have been great this week. I got the 2 videos out in case I don't get anything done this week. And, what? Tabaris, little baby. So we got those done. Let me know if there's anything that you guys would like to see. And do the things down below. And I will talk to you on the next one.